Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele and Francis. Here, I feel like it's been too long. It's only a day later than usual. Is my co-host, Jonathan, here to talk about Claim to Fame. How's it going, Jonathan? Have you missed me as much as I've missed you?
I know that one extra day makes all the difference. And, as well as in this episode, are we missing Jane a little bit? Because it's like a whole new era post Jane. So I was interested in like watching, without her kind of in the mix of everything.
I agree. I do miss Jane. It's episode 4, and I think this episode is delivering. It's called Flirting with Disaster. What do you think flirting with disaster means?
Well, I mean, so
Someone say it this episode?
having watched, I don't know, does someone say, do they do titles? Having watched it, I just assume that it's associate. I mean, watched it up until the end, as we don't watch the ends, as we know. But I just assumed it was the relationship between Cole and Shane.
Colon Shane, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I assumed. So
we have some friends joining us. Sophie's here. Glenda is here. Hello. I know it's a new time, everybody. But, we got to make it work in the summer when people have jobs. When I started this channel, it was COVID times and I had all the free time in the world. And now I work like 7 jobs. So I don't have as much time to juggle things around. So we made it work. We're here now. So should we get right into it? Is there anything that, did you have any epiphanies, or did you wake up in the middle of the night knowing someone's clue or who their relative is?
No. There was nothing kind of leading into this that I was like, no new information that I got that I was like, okay, this is what this person is. But in the episode, and we'll talk about it, there were just so much stuff to soak in.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't paused and like gone back, but I want to.
We'll go back and like look at
like, in the challenge, those what they were feeling around for. I just think there could be a lot of little hidden gems there that if we like pay attention or a second viewing, you'd be able to maybe think of something that you haven't before. So I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. I am going to rewatch as soon as I haven't watched the end because we don't
I know we're getting to
it. I don't know who goes. I'm
actually excited. This one is quite suspenseful because as we know, so it's not even Hugo guessing. So we've only watched up until we found out after the photo booth who was going to be choosing, not being Cole. So that's all I know right now. And I'm assuming that's where you stopped as well, right?
That's where the commercial for me stops. And I was just like, let's just stop it. I don't want to overshoot it and ruin it for me or anything like that. So normally they actually stop the commercial or the commercial
after the second person
after they pick the second person. So this is a little different this week.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was asking him, like, oh wait, should I stop it now? And so like, yeah, I guess we had the same reaction to how they edited this episode. Lori's also here. Hello. And Douglas. I'm actually like kind of nervous about like what's going to happen because like most people probably know, and like we're the ones that are kind of out of the loop.
Yeah. So I mean, when we get there, I have my own theories before I even know who's picked.
Oh, of course.
But there's tons to talk about, so I'm excited.
Well, okay, so let's start talking about the fact that the whole house is thinking that Shane and Monet are like geniuses, and this was a setup. Gabriel, like, this is a setup. I know that they set it up, and Shane is just allowing them to believe that she's like, yeah, the crown, King of Rock. And I'm just like, lies! You guys have no idea who Chris is, and you were totally believe Jane and her theory, and I think it's hilarious, personally.
Yeah, I think it's all lies as well. I don't buy into it. I just think that they are playing it off, and which I don't know if it's the best thing to do. It could maybe, I think they're trying to like scare people into like, look what we can do, so don't mess with us. But at the same time, people are like, they need to go, or we need to split them up or something along those lines, because it could make them too much of a threat. So I don't know if it's the best move for them.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I think no matter what, Shane has to try a lot of things
Well, Shane
because
does.
like they know who she is.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best strategy, but I'm wondering if it would be better if she made everybody like her and want to keep her around. Right? Like I think she's gorgeous. I think she's fun. I'd probably be
Yeah.
working with her myself, but I
Yeah.
could also
She's
think
very
that
clicky, like very like
I want
I
to be hanging with my people.
with people who I enjoy, like whatever. Yeah, and it's not very. You're right. Like seemingly, I have no idea. Obviously, we're not there, but like what is shown, her and Monet walk into the same rooms together. They're always together. It's not keeping other people kind of in the mix. And yeah, you really should be trying to expand your socials so that people will not try to go after you. But I understand why Shane at least would be like attempting to scare people into being too worried about her ability to manipulate others. But just try something.
Hi, Kathy. Our faithful moderator is here. No problem. We pretty much just started 6 minutes ago, so you haven't missed anything. I'm on my second point, so you are good. Thank you so much for holding down the fort here in the chat and allowing us to stay spoiler free. You are amazing.
I'm also hungry. So what's for dinner?
Oh my god, I'm really hungry. I'm like, what am I gonna have? I think I'm gonna have a Caesar salad, with like maybe something. Yeah. You?
Undecided, but I'm thinking like some curry.
Curry, like a roast, like a red curry with like rice.
Just some white rice, curry. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That sounds good too. Oh, Dreadful Ruby here is saying that just learned that Tom Hanks's niece is actually Rita Wilson's blood niece, not Tom's. I mean, I did see some people trying to convince themselves that she looked like Tom, and I was always like, I don't think she does personally. And I did know that she was Rita's niece, not Tom. So you knew that too, right? We talked about it, I think.
I mean, and speaking up on it, like I actually don't love that fact of them because I don't like Rita Wilson is a celebrity within her, like her own career. Yeah, it's like I understand, like, oh, but it's Tom. But I mean, like,
she would have stayed in the game longer, and it could have been even more like wow factor.
Yeah. I just don't like. I get it. I understand why they're doing it. They're like, oh, he's the bigger celebrity or whatever. But still, it's like she's a celebrity. She's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, like it's like, is she taking offense? Or is Tom irritated, being like, she's not my blood. I don't want to take credit for this one. Like,
yeah.
Ooh, Kathy's having pineapple chicken with lo mein. Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good. Ooh, Dreadful Ruby is saying that Gabriel's carrying the show. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I mean, funny, entertaining. It's like, it's always you have that one person who you love seeing their confessionals and things like that. I definitely look forward to Gabriel's confessionals and the whole thing about it.
I really like Gabriel, to be honest. I like actually everybody on this season. I think they did a good job casting. Yeah, Rita is very famous, and if she wasn't married to Tom Hanks, she would be famous enough to be the famous relative on the show. Like,
and
easily.
if they think that she hasn't been in anything too noticeable currently, they would just give bigger clues, so it like doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, what clues could have given for Rita Wilson? I can't think off the top of my head what she's been in.
I mean,
she in things. I feel like I just saw a poster of this. What she's in Now and Then.
Oh, this is terrible because I'm in the industry, but I used to confuse Rita Wilson. This was when I was younger. Oops, there goes my mic. I was used to confuse her with John Travolta's wife, Kelly
Preston?
Yeah, when I was younger. Yeah. So
nothing alike.
I know, but there's always those people that you have that you confuse more. Like I honestly, when I was a kid as well, Meryl Streep and Glenn Close. Sue me. I don't know. I just always got them confused when I was a kid. So like going back in time in my head, I'm like, was Kelly Preston in that movie or was that Rita Wilson?
I think they both were actually.
Oh, like I'm always like thinking like,
Now and Then cast. It was like Rosie O'Donnell, Demi Moore.
Yeah. The
Oh,
one
it's
young
Melanie
girl.
Griffith.
The one young girl has since passed away. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know.
I guess it wasn't Rita. It was Demi.
But you can always like come up with something. Again, she's been in a million things, so I didn't love it. It's just like, oh, of course it's again. Of course, the producers are going to do that.
Of course. So Shane is trying to get JR to help out with the clue. And who knew that JR has so much knowledge? Like he kind of just like comes in on his crutches, sits down, gives some information, and he doesn't really
Yeah,
like kind of engage.
like this invisible edit for JR, even, and I think they could be like milking it even more with the injury and all this other stuff. But like, it just makes me curious how far JR is going to get into it. But I feel like it's going to be one of those things where like all of a sudden 3/4 of the way into it, they just like someone discovers who his person is or something.
Right. Like, or like he just gets to the end and.
Or like he guesses someone wrong because he came in last place on something.
Oh, you don't think that he's going to.
I don't know. It's like a weird kind of like invisible edit thing. So I'm just like, is that someone who just makes it to the end and has no shot at winning? Or is that someone who just like, they're just, he's not involved enough in things that they want to show?
I wonder why though. Like he seems like he'd be entertaining, right? Like, or have like stuff to say. So I'm wondering why he's not being featured a little bit more.
Or even just funny clips with him like limping somewhere or like, not being able to do so, hamming it up a little bit more perhaps. But yeah, you don't see a lot of him.
So he does seem to know that Jeff Gordon drove for Budweiser. And could you figure out how he got his number being 2-4 from the 2 records?
He was literally just saying 2 records and then a 4. And then it was, I mean, we're Canadian, so it's like a big thing, obviously in the States, which went over like our heads, or like regionally where they live, it's like a big thing, like him and Gabriel. But yeah, the 2 is like, oh yeah, 2 records or 2 whatever. So I think they were just taking the 2 from that. There's just 2 of things. They could have had a number there, but like
there was a 4, but because I thought it was like
no
records for Budweiser. Or could it be 2 records for Budweiser? Maybe he got 2 records.
I mean, if his number is 24, then it might be coincidence that it's, or it could be, but also like, yeah. I mean, she says it's not okay. We're skipping ahead, but she says it's not true. Do we believe that?
I don't believe that at all. Just saying that. Hello, Nicole. Thank you for being here. So they definitely go and check with Gabriel, and Gabriel also doubles down and is like, yep, like my family loves Jeff Gordon, like that's it, that's the clue. And they're really, really set on it being correct. And so were you convinced as much as they were?
Yeah, it's definitely a NASCAR person. Like Jeff Gordon's a big name because I know nothing about NASCAR and I know Jeff Gordon. I know what he looks like.
You know what he looks like? Yeah. What does he look like? Does he look like
short? I feel like he's short, like brown hair, like yeah, I mean that could definitely be her. Is it supposed to be her uncle or
it's probably father?
Yeah,
or relative one.
I could definitely see them looking. He's like, he has to be a short guy, right? Like I feel like he's like quite short.
Oh, I feel okay when you say shorter. Now I think I know who he is now.
So
is he blonde or am I making that up?
No, I think he has like brown hair.
Oh, then I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of like commercials and things like that over the years, but so I'm believing it, I'm buying it, and which makes me doubt, her kind of, oh, they got it wrong kind of a thing. But then I'm like, but she's not trusting Chris then, and I don't know, it's a whole big thing. But I buy it because I don't think that there's that many like big NASCAR like celebrities that you would kind of bank on. There's probably like a small handful, and he's definitely one of them. So, but I don't know. There's a slight chance it could be wrong, and it could be a different one.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, there's a chance.
I'm not sold that the 2 records are
2-4.
The 2-4. Yeah.
But it still could be his clue, and they're just reaching for that part of it.
Yes, true. Very true. Big Brother withdrawals. I
Yes,
know.
hi Diva. We're all having Big Brother withdrawals, to be honest. But I'm kind of like, maybe I don't need Big Brother in my life anymore. Is that?
This is a fun show though. So it's like it hits when just when you need it.
Yeah, I'm loving this as a nice little distraction, you know? It's definitely the most fun because I love putting together all the clues. So Chris obviously is upset about the whole was upset about the stunt that was played. He feels as though the girls, so Monet and Shane, that they both use him as part of their big plan. And I'm still thinking, like, Chris, I think you're a smart guy, Chris. I do. But do you really, really think that it was this elaborate ruse? He can't actually believe that. It's just for entertainment, right? Just for his confessional.
I don't know. I don't know. I remember he did all that silly stuff in that last week with like walking out of the room and like telling other people. And I'm like, are you just like reactive or because he was aware that he shouldn't have done that? So maybe I don't know. Maybe he does buy it. Maybe he does buy it. Maybe he thinks because he's smart, maybe he thinks like, everyone else is just equally as, and he's, they've been playing people. So I guess assume the worst is not a bad frame of mind, and it just makes you really cautious.
Yes. I mean, I would be really frustrated. Maybe I'd say that in confessional, being like, well, I can't believe that they used me. Like, I could see maybe saying that, but like, I don't know if he actually believes it. So he wants Monet out before Shane. Do you believe that Monet is the stronger player between the two of them?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. I think Monet is a very strong player. I think Monet, not a lot of people talk about Monet and, don't really want to. I think it's because like even if and Monet's smart, Monet's like teamed up with Shane, and if they're gonna target someone, or if you ever want to split them up, you know who Shane's person is, so you would just go for Shane. That's almost like a shield for Monet.
It's a shield, and also it's like kind of like a freebie for everybody as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely want to keep somebody in the game that everybody knows who their person is, so that like they won't choose me, because wouldn't be a sure thing necessarily. So we learned though that Carson, Olivia, and Chris are in an alliance. Which alliance do you like better? Do you like the Carson, Olivia, Chris alliance, or do you like the Monet, Shane, Gabriel / Hugo and Cole kind of on the outskirts? And where does JR fall?
Well, I think they were talking about like there's some middle people, right? Like they were saying at one point, like, was it JR and Hugo? They were saying we're like kind of middle people.
Cole and Hugo.
Cole and Hugo, that's what it was, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I always root for the underdog, so I always root for whoever's like, you know, it, yeah, whoever's an underdog, I root for. I'm like you. I do like them all. They're all pretty interesting, um, and then because the nature of the show, once I kind of find out who someone person is, I'm like, I don't know that you need to stick around, unless I'm like in love with them, like our winner of last year. But other than that, I'm like, you can go. I'm like trying to figure out all these other people.
Hi, Adrian. Adrian's rooting for Claim to Fame Cookout. So Shane, Monet, JR, and Gabriel. I mean, I'm rooting for them too.
I do love Gabriel out of everyone, and I would love to see like probably Gabriel and Monet like run with it. I feel like
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And like, because it does seem like they have more control than the Chris side of things. Even though Chris, I do think that he's a smart player and like he's kind of gathering his army, but like I feel as though they have the upper hand, the other side.
Yeah. Not me saying that I love the underdog and then saying like picking out the people who are actually not in the underdog position. But
well, this episode, but maybe next episode.
Yeah, I might change.
So of course, though, on the other side of things, Shane wants Carson out. So where did Carson be the target out of that trio? Like, why isn't Olivia the person that Shane wants out, or Chris? Why do you think Carson? I don't feel like they showed us. Why her?
I don't know. Maybe they're just kind of know how close Carson's working with um and Chris are together more so than Olivia. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I can see Carson being sneakier as well. And if you can spot
Well, and
that, then you feel like,
she knew the Dolly Parton clue. Like she put that together pretty swiftly.
yeah. So I can seeing her being uh, just more of a threat.
So I do like though that Shane is strategizing. So she's like she knows that Cole and Hugo are floaters. They're kind of in the middle between the two alliances. And she wants someone on their side in the bottom two so that they can have at least have control of who to guess, with the hopes that they won't just use her as a scapegoat and guess her. So I think that, I mean, obviously she's fighting for her life here, but like at least she has a strategic mind to a certain extent.
Yeah, and there was like like some sort of instance of them like flirting, and like was that purposeful or I don't know where that happens in the episode, but it was kind of discussed, and I'm like, yeah, I think she's playing the game, and she is doing what she needs to do. So
So Shane comes over to the clue wall, and this is probably what you're speaking of with the episode title here. She kind of cuddles up and cozies up next to Hugo, and Gabriel notices that she's flirting with, not Hugo, sorry, Cole. Flirting with Cole, and Cole's seemingly reciprocating and finds her to be a beautiful woman, which she is, of course. How do you feel about using flirting as part of strategy to keep you in a game?
yeah, like I was saying, it's something I would do if I needed to. I'm like, by all means, by all means. So it's a bonus if you actually enjoy that person. But listen, even if you hated them and you wanted to like just flirt your way to lasting longer in the game, it's a game at the end of the
Is
day.
this, are you advocating for the Nicole Franzel strategy?
I I think that you can pull out any card you want to pull out within a game, as long as you're not like emotionally damaging someone beyond a game by, taking it too far and crossing a line. I think, just you don't even have to say anything, just like being flirty with someone and, maybe like touching their shoulder or
Oh, is
their
that how you
ear a
flirt,
little bit.
Jonathan?
I don't flirt, but it's it's just a little something here and there. It subconsciously will probably make someone want to keep you around a little longer.
100%. I'd be flirting hard. You know how like I flirt with, like, if I'm working at a restaurant, I'll flirt with my bus boys. They want me to do favors for me. Like, just
Yeah.
do it. So yes, I am saying that I would use part of Nicole Franzel's strategy in one of these games. I just would. Ah. So Shane does tell Cole and Hugo at separate times about Jeff Gordon potentially being Carson's family member. And I think she does a decent job convincing them, and she's showing people the clue. Now, how do you feel about her showing the clue?
Yeah, I think she's just trying to
Be transparent. Say
yeah, and
less.
just kind of like, yeah, there's many reasons, like, make sure it's out there, so make there's another viable option of like someone that, if other people can guess it, if other people can become certain of it, like get that ball rolling and then see you know what comes of it, right? So yeah, I think she did the right thing.
So Shane has no other goal but to make it to the end, which, like, I feel like they're putting that in because she will, right? Or I think they're putting it in because she's going to be gone. Because, like, that soundbite, her in the confessional being like, yeah, I have no other goal. I want to make it to the end.
Wouldn't think she would make it to the end. I think there's too many rounds of people who may or may not know who someone is, and she is the sure bet that I just can't see. I can definitely see like her lasting long, but I just can't see her making it to the end without someone taking that shot. And they're not going to miss because they all know who it is.
So how do you think you would do with the challenge? So we see Kevin sitting in a director's chair, and Franklin with some blindfolds on with eyes on them as he roams around with his arms out, and it's about to be before the challenge. Obviously, they have these little bits that they do. So Kevin gets a phone call and takes off in a golf cart, and then we have the challenge. So you're basically going to be feeling your way through these giant versions of the clue wall, like the clues. So each celebrity is going to have a clue, and I'm assuming that it would include the celebrities that have already been exposed. Correct?
Yeah, I didn't count. So that's one part that I wanted to like watch again because I didn't count how many there were entirely. I don't know if there's, you know, some that aren't belonging to anyone's like the clue wall,
Mm-hmm.
or if they all can be associated with a person that's existing or has existed in the house. So that's a great question. I did like pause it a few times as I was watching it. Okay, so there are 12, and we started with 12 people.
Mm-hmm.
So probably one associated with everyone there, yeah. And that's the tricky thing with this challenge was like we saw, like if someone's like, "Oh, this is mine," like this is a
I love that. I
you know,
love that discovery.
and then it's like let's bring you somewhere else, and so but you don't want to lose because then you're going to be in the so it's such a it's a hard like do you guess though yours then if you know what it is because then you can get that point like yeah
You gotta be.
and then as we saw at the end, they removed them all, so you can't. You just know the ones that you guessed.
And you
So
touched.
yeah, and you
You have an
touch. So
idea of what they might have been.
yeah. So if you expose yourself, it's a point, but at the same time, you might be sinking yourself. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
So they're going to be split in three teams of three. So the blue team consists of Cole being the captain, Hugo and Olivia. Orange is Chris as captain, Shane and Gabriel, and green is Carson as captain with JR and Monet. Which team would you want to be on?
Gosh, I think that. Ooh, I'm just gonna make a statement here. I think women are more like perceptive. Like I know men are supposed to be more visual, but I feel like if that's taken away, like feeling it and like the little nuances of like these things, I feel like women would do better. So like I want to be paired with, you know, what are the teams getting? Is there one with more women on? Like I'd try to go with them.
Yeah, it would be green. So Carson, JR, and Monet is the only team with two women.
Two girls. Okay, so yeah, I would try to be with them.
I think Carson and Monet would be a good duo to be with in this. Yeah. Good pick. So there's going to be 5 minutes for them to kind of feel their way around these gigantic clue sculptures. So I do think that so Adrian actually has them posted, but I posted burger. So we figured out the burger, and Gabriel immediately was like, this is my clue. I know this is my clue. How are you feeling about knowing who Gabriel's person is at this point?
At a loss.
Still?
Yeah.
Even with like him talking about like good burger and all that stuff?
Well, because didn't he say like his so it's his brother?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother. It was like on a Disney show, but like didn't say like necessarily that Good Burger show. I also thought that's like a stretch for a clue because I would never be like, unless your brother is one of the two, then I would be like, but he didn't say that, right? He said that it was like, oh, they're on a Disney show. But like Keenan and like, okay, Kel less, but Keenan's been around for so long and has worked with so many people. So, I don't know. Kel to a lesser degree, but I couldn't even, unless it was Keenan or Kel, like I don't know that I can connect it. Maybe afterwards if I figured it out, but that's tough, especially when everyone in the house thinks it's sports.
Right.
I would
but
never.
What do you still don't have like an inkling?
No, I don't know.
Even with like drumsticks and
well, clearly you have an idea. No, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, there's only one thought for me at this point.
Who's worked with Keenan and Kel?
I mean, I don't know for sure because I didn't watch that show, but I think his celebrity relative. So, anyways.
So who do you think it is?
I think it's Nick Cannon.
Well, we said that last week because of the drumline thing, but yeah, I don't know that Nick's worked with them specifically on like I don't there's nothing visually in my head that connects them, but I mean, sure.
Well, I just like I didn't know Nick that well other than like marrying Mariah Carey, you know what I mean? And just him being on stuff that I didn't watch necessarily. But just with like the San Diego thing, the drumline thing, not looking like his celebrity relative, the fact that he's quite animated in how he speaks, which is similar to when we see him hosting The Masked Singer. There's a mask on the wall. That star could be America's Got Talent.
Yeah, I will say I feel like the smile's the same. I feel like Nick's smile that I can picture on like The Masked Singer, America's Got Talent, and Gabriel's smile, like that I can see. Other than like nothing else looking like each other, I could see maybe this smile.
And then also remember the story that he told about like his celebrity relative being a football player and buying his like girlfriends all the same jewelry.
Yeah.
I can see Nick Cannon doing that when he has like 12 children with like 6 different baby mamas.
Yeah.
So at this point,
this clue doesn't do it for me. Last week's stuff makes me think Nick Cannon, but this week I'm like,
fair. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, because like I would maybe it is one of those two, and were one of those two in Drumline?
Oof, it's been like 20 years since I watched Drumline. I couldn't even tell you anyone other than Nick Cannon without looking it up. So
yeah, me too. So maybe it's a little bit of a.
No, but I mean, like Nick Cannon's is he a Disney?
I think he might be.
Kid?
I think he might be a Disney kid.
Maybe
that's where that like hat with the spinny thing on the top is from.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, that was a. But would you lie in? Okay, I'm gonna star this one. This is smart. Okay, so I've not seen that. It was on All That. Is that what show is that?
What show is that? I don't know.
I might have been just a little bit too old to have watched them. And Canadian. So it wouldn't have been on my normal lineup. Okay, so we'll come back to that for sure. The tire is Carson's clue. So how do you feel about, we know her person is a race car driver.
NASCAR, yeah, for sure. Just don't know who it is. So it's really probably one of those two people. Dale Earnhardt or Jeff Gordon.
So Nicole here is saying like maybe Danica Patrick. That would be hilarious if everyone got everything right except for the fact that it's a female driver.
Ooh, I don't know who Danica Patrick is.
I don't know either. I feel like that would be awesome. And maybe then, just to jump ahead a little bit, that could mean that they are actually wrong.
Yeah.
Which would be very cool.
She just didn't seem that relieved or like that her reaction was faked. I thought it was a bit of a slip. Anyway, I think it's one of the guys.
Like one of the two. Mm-hmm. Okay. All that was on it was Nickelodeon. Does Nickelodeon have anything with that little spinny head top thing?
I don't know. I only watched like
Keenan's Roommate. What does that mean?
Guys, we're Canadian.
I wasn't a Nickelodeon kid. I'm sorry.
I only watched Nick at Night when I was like visiting the US.
And like my thing was like TGI Fridays. Like that's so like I watched like Boy Meets World.
Nick Cannon is a Nickelodeon kid. And our Keenan and Kel Nickelodeon kids.
So Keenan's roommate Nickelodeon like was in the show, all that? I don't know. I don't know. You guys have to help me with that because like we definitely don't know. And like obviously we could go and look it up, but we'd rather just people remember. Okay, so then we get Swiss cheese. And Cole's like, oh my God, that's my clue. People are like, oh, it's so easy now. I know who Cole's person is. And do you have any idea?
No, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay, did you have any speculations?
None. I have no idea what
like
cheese means.
None. Cheese.
Like I couldn't even think of a celebrity that has anything.
Are they Swiss?
Is there a cheese state? I wouldn't know.
Swiss cheese state?
Like, you know how each state has like a thing? We don't really have that in here.
Is that like cheese head? Like a cheese head?
But like,
where are cheese heads from, guys? Wisconsin?
Is there famous people from Wisconsin? Is that what everyone was thinking? I have no idea what I was like, maybe a state. Is there what like there's no, you know, celebrities that I know are in cheese commercials or anything like
Because
that.
like we don't get American commercials, so never seen a GoDaddy commercial ever. Sorry. Yeah, I have no idea about Swiss cheese. Nothing. Like holes, holy, cheesy.
No
Yeah.
clue. Is it Swiss cheese? I don't even remember.
Oh, it had holes in it, so I'm just maybe it's Havarti. I don't know.
But just cheese in general.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. I could see him maybe looking like a half brother or cousin to Swiss Beats. I could maybe see that.
No idea.
That's just interesting. I'm just thinking. We see a shrimp. I'm assuming the shrimp was Forrest Gump.
That would make sense. But I also like that's me knowing what I know. I don't know if I was in the house, I'd be like, oh, but you know, they already know Tom Hanks, so
that's kind of one of the reasons why I think that they might think that, because
they might think Forrest Gump. And I mean, here's the thing. They're young overall, and I don't know. I've spoken to some people lately who are younger than me, and they've not watched like the Green Mile, Forrest Gump, and I'm shocked.
there's so many movies that they haven't seen.
Shocked. So like that was such a big, like these movies were huge, you know, huge, and so it's shocking. Like I'm just would I just walk around this world assuming that everyone's watched like the top 10 movies of every year.
I mean, I haven't even. I stopped being current, but like I've still seen most of the big ones, right? Most of them. All right. It seems like there was a planet of some sort. I'm assuming that is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, that makes sense for Travis. Yeah.
There was a sheep.
Sheep. Right. And who's the sheep for? Sheep.
So Adrian here thinks the sheep was for
Dolly?
Jane.
Dolly. Yeah, I was saying Dolly the sheep.
Oh, like Dolly the sheep.
Clone.
That's hilarious.
The clone?
That's hilarious.
It popped into my head too. Dolly the sheep. Yeah, the clone sheep. Yeah, that could be that. Yeah.
I said dragon or gargoyle, but it looks like Adrian thinks it was a dragon, thinking that it's for Shane. Oh, what's it?
Shrek? No, he's wait, what does he do in Shrek? He's a donkey.
He's an ogre. No,
he's a donkey.
Oh, donkey. Sorry. But no, the
dragon.
The sun. What's it called? Emperor's Sun, Rising Sun. Is that what I'm thinking? No, maybe not. I don't know.
How does the dragon connect? Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top.
Explain the dragon, folks. Explain the dragon. Why would you think Eddie also played Mushu in Mulan? Not seen Mulan. Sorry, Disney.
Mushu is one of those dragons. I have also not seen Mulan. I haven't seen the original or the new live. I just haven't. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a picture of Mushu, and it's a dragon.
Oh, Mushu is a dragon? Okay, interesting. Okay. There was some like horn type things, like Maleficent.
Oh, I don't remember this.
You know, like it was just like a.
Yeah, a ram, like ram horn.
Yeah, yeah, kind of.
Well, like, are we assuming?
Are you calling me out? Like, I don't need to see Disney, okay? like, I'm like 44 years old. I don't want to see Disney.
I've seen most of it, but
I've seen all the old ones that like came out when I was a kid.
And let me tell you, Lion King was one of my favorites growing up, and I was like a young teenager, and I still have not seen the new live action one.
I have
Because
not seen the new live
because the
action one.
live
I've not
action
seen the
Aladdin,
Beyonce one. Sorry.
Trash. Live action, most things,
I've
trash.
not seen I don't see Marvel movies. I've seen Black Panther. Black Panther, the
Oh,
second one.
yeah. I also hate Marvel movies, but I have danced with Loki. Fun fact.
Who's Loki?
Loki is Tom, and he did a movie that I also did, and he was very pleasant, very nice. And I also, my tea is I don't think he's ever dated Taylor Swift. I think that was a PR. Um,
Oh, I don't know who it is though. Still. Oh my God, Jonas is. You are all not current. No, we're just older. Like
and Canadian.
and Canadian.
Sorry.
Like
Or this is
I've,
like
I've probably seen 1,000 movies that you have not seen.
same. This is like the 40 plus club.
Yeah, 40 plus. We'll see it. I mean, I saw the most recent Little Mermaid. Does that count?
I've also seen that. Little Mermaid's my favorite Disney movie. The most recent one, but I mean, yeah, I just don't like anything that they've done live action. I don't think.
Yeah, it's not really my thing personally. But like Little Mermaid, I used to sing that song as my audition song when I was
Oh,
10.
it's great. Great soundtracks, late 80s, early to mid 90s for Disney. Great soundtracks.
I,
But like,
I
and I love Melissa McCarthy, but to me, I want to see Queen Latifah as
Oh, that would have been
I want to see
freaking
Queen Latifah.
good.
That's
Was
what
it
I
was
wanted.
she up for it or what why were you just thinking of her?
No, I just wanted Queen Latifah as it. Hasn't she done it like on stage? I think she's done it on stage.
It smells like because y'all are Canadian. Kinda. Right? Like and like I also don't like buying into hype, so like I can't get into Marvel movies because I'm like they're never good. Like they're just never good. And I'm too judgmental and I can't suspend belief for them. So
It's just not. You know what? Thor Ragnarok was funny. I enjoyed it, and then I found out afterwards that Chris Hemsworth really forced his hand at like infusing like stuff that he came up with. You know what?
we don't know what we're missing, okay?
You
So
can
you
feel
don't have to
bad
feel
for me
bad
when
for
I'm
us.
in the hospital. I'm getting free X-rays and free.
Exactly. Free healthcare. I don't have to go broke to have a baby, you know?
um, but yeah. Anyway, okay.
Which Chris is it? There's too many Chris's. That's Hemsworth?
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah.
And Chris Hemsworth is the one that dated Miley?
No, that's his brother, Liam.
Liam. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure how I rank those Chris's, but we should do that one of these days.
Rank the Chris's, and their other brother also worked on a show that I worked on as well.
Ooh,
Yes.
who
So
knew?
yeah.
Okay, so the butterfly, do you think the butterfly actually might have been Gabriel's clue if we're thinking that he was that he is related to
Mariah, like Nick and then
yeah.
Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean,
He
that's
does seem to claim the burger clue, but maybe that's actually for somebody else and it's just a stretch for him. But like the butterfly was more on the nose for him having a clue.
yeah. Because then who else would be the butterfly? Like, is there any connection?
Metamorphosis, somebody's transformed. Um Butterfly on like the Masked Singer. Did we know? Did anybody do there was a butterfly in the Masked Singer. Who was that? Was it what's her name?
I don't remember who.
Married to Eddie Cibrian. Was she a butterfly?
Like the ex
Leah
or
Rhines.
oh no, wasn't she like a son?
Oh, she was the son. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I really can't think of anyone associated with butterflies other than Mariah Carey. So maybe butterfly effect, Ashton Kutcher. I don't know. Too much of an older reference, probably.
Maybe. What about the flamingo? I was thinking like hotels.
I was thinking like Vegas. I just feel like casino. I've stayed at the Flamingo before.
Me too.
So I was thinking Vegas for that. So who would that connect with?
So flamingo was a Hills Hotel.
I know. I got it. It's Chris. Because downstairs at the Flamingo, they have Donnie and Marie stuff. I remember, even though I was 10 years.
Really?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They have like in glass casings and stuff. I specifically remember it, and I don't know if it's because like they were like that's their like home casino. What do you call that? Like where they like do their shows or whatever, like a residency or something like that. But they definitely had a bunch of Donnie and Marie stuff.
Michelle Williams was the butterfly. Oh, yes. Maybe is she related to Monet?
Interesting. But I'm gonna go Flamingo is Chris's, and it's Donnie and Marie.
No, okay, that's a more of a stretch. I mean, I don't remember specifically in Vegas.
No, if you walk through the Flamingo Hotel, it's all Donnie and Marie.
Like, and I don't disagree. Like, I just remember you see so many celebrity faces in Vegas, so I don't remember specifically it being at the Flamingo. And the last time I was at the Flamingo was 20 years ago, so I don't remember specifically.
I just feel like they've definitely like they're like if I picture Flamingo and I think celebrities, I just go Donnie and Marie in my head. And I think it's more to do than just me going there once and seeing it. I feel like it's been associated when I see them on talk shows and they're like, yeah, you have this at the Flamingo. Like, you know, it's just for me, it comes, I mean, well, there you go. Donnie is currently performing at the Flamingo. I think they do. I think it's like their casino hotel. Like,
I don't remember specifically, but I think that I believe you. I would follow you into the depths of darkness with this one. Risk my life.
Well.
Yeah. So
it's myself, but
there was like some sort of gladiator type thing, like it was like or like a Greek god or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
So they're saying it's Julius Caesar. I can see it being Caesar.
Caesar's Palace?
Oh,
I don't know anyone associated with that. So
Julius Caesar, Shakespeare's relative.
Julius Caesar.
Could that just be the world leader vibe?
Who are we missing? Oh, here we go. Burger Gabriel Butterfly. Tire Garcia.
So I guess one of them has to be Hugo. So maybe Eagle is Hugo because like isn't the Eagle on like
president?
It's like
president
on the bill.
Yeah. Eagle, I would definitely say Hugo for sure. If it's
and then Julius Caesar for Olivia. Is that the only person that we don't have their clue?
Yeah. What if everything else?
And then we're thinking that the butterfly is actually could be Monet's, maybe.
Yeah, so it'd be one of those. So Hugo, Olivia.
Sorry, pause. What if Gabriel was actually just thinking that the burger was his, right? His is actually the butterfly. The burger is actually Monet's, and maybe she's related to Keenan or Kel.
And just hasn't said anything. Wait, what's her? Here we go. Monet's Two Truths and a Lie. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up real quick.
And then Julius Caesar. So what would that would be, like a theater actor maybe?
Hold on. Where's Monet here? Let me look up.
Butterfly is for Dolly Parton. It's part of her signature logo.
Is it?
Then what about Dolly though?
Like the sheep?
No, I feel like the sheep is more Dolly Parton than the butterfly.
Yeah, but if it's not, and then like, what would a sheep relate to someone about? I don't know.
We don't see your commercials, so we have no idea.
Wait, who am I looking at? Not Jane. Carson, no. Who was I looking up? Monet? No.
You're looking
distracted.
Who?
I'm distracted. Who are we talking about?
I don't remember now.
It was Monet, because we're talking about, you were saying like she might be related to Keenan and Kel or something.
Oh, right. Yeah, we want to see her clues.
So relative is father, occupation athlete, and award is Emmy. and you wouldn't win
So
an Emmy.
maybe
With an athlete,
maybe
so it's one of those two. So
it's not father. Maybe it's brother or
well, I was going to say
cousin.
it's probably father because I don't know any athletes that have also won an Emmy.
Oh,
So
athlete. I keep on thinking you said
so like
actor.
one of those is the lie. So then it means the third one, the father, is the truth. Um, so it's either father who's an athlete or it's father who's an Emmy winner, which is probably the case. Um,
We're going back to well, okay. Were any of those clues would you think would be towards Family Feud or like or what's his name? Steve Harvey.
any of the clues to Steve Harvey? Gosh, I really, other than Family Feud and like a couple of the sitcoms, but I don't know that they have things associated with them. I don't know that much about
Oh,
Steve Harvey
oh. Kat says Michael Strahan is an athlete who won a daytime Emmy.
because
Interesting.
of Live with Kelly and Michael. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean,
A
I'm sure they
handful.
exist. I'm just saying there's not many.
Maria's
Um,
saying Nick and Keenan are best friends and they work together on Disney. Interesting.
um,
That's it though. I think that's all the clues. So did we attribute something to everybody?
we just really don't know Olivia.
But what's kind of missing?
It would be
The
this. Well,
Gladiator or the Julius
could be
Caesar.
could be a couple of them, but like the Gladiator, the Caesar, and we're not sure about really a couple of the others. So Eagle for me, Flamingo and Eagle are 100% Chris and Hugo. Like
Hmm.
I'm convinced.
Shrimp, I could put my hand down. I think it's for Tom
I
Hanks.
I agree.
Planet, I think is for
Travis.
Travis. Sheep, Dolly Parton. The dragon or the gargoyle. Okay, I can go Eddie Murphy. Okay. Burger. Maybe it's Gabriel's.
I
Maybe
mean,
it's
yeah. I
not.
mean, like he said it was. So if we just want to take his word for it, then sure. And I feel like they
Well,
really
I'm
haven't
just
put it
wondering if
together
it like they would think that he thinks that it might be his, kind of like how um Jane immediately thought the puppy love was her clue when it was actually Chris's. So I'm just wondering if there's a few overlapping similar clues
Okay.
or potential clues.
There might be. There might be. I just don't. I need to think about that, Julius. I'm gonna go watch it again because it's still like paused at nearing the end. Let's see.
Nicole says, didn't George Clooney play an
Ooh,
actor playing Caesar in the movie Hail Caesar? I've not seen Hail Caesar. I've never even heard of
that's not my type of movie. So I know the movie. I've actively avoided it, but
it. George is a cousin who is also an actor who has daughters. Uh, that's far fetched. Like second cousin? It's a bit much. I want it to be first cousin or nothing at all.
well, George Clooney's like his family is Hollywood, like classic actors. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. But
Well, we'll just put a pin in all of those right now. We'll get to our little game that we played. In the end, like they're all kind of feeling around. They didn't dwell too long, and so I felt like it was well paced because like just seeing people do this, like it was only funny for a moment, and then it was kind of like, okay, let's move on. They did it one at a time, like one team at a time, and they had their 5 minutes, and they went to feel around, and in the end, they take off all their blindfolds. All the statues are gone. And we learned that the green team, so that was Carson, JR, and Monet, the team that you would have chosen to be on, got 3 correct. The blue team, consisting of Cole, Hugo, and Olivia, got 2. And orange, consisting of Shane, Chris, and Gabriel, got 5 correct. Do you think it's because they could recognize their own clues?
yeah, well, I mean, Chris is a player. Gabriel's like a good player, I think. Um, yeah, so it's wait, who was on that? Shane as well. So I also feel like they're taller and like maybe that helped, like kind of like being able to like get a full, you know, feel of everything.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they probably found their own clues and then they found 2 more. like
Yeah, they
basically.
probably called out their own. You're right about that. Yeah.
So Chris is going to be getting a clue. So let's take a look at the clue that Chris was able to stumble onto. Actually, should we do it now? Actually, we'll do it in one sec. So Cole chooses Hugo because the bottom person, the bottom captain, is going to be going into the deliberation between who's going to be the guesser, and so he decided to go with Hugo instead of Olivia as the person that's going to go up against him. And I think that's actually a smart ploy for him to do because Olivia likely would guess Eddie Murphy. At least with Hugo, there's a chance that he will guess somebody else.
I agree for that reason. Yeah, exactly.
So Hugo is definitely playing the middle. He tells Carson and that Shane showed her clue. Has her clue, and she's like, "Oh my god!" She's stressing out about it. But he's playing into the Chris, Carson, and Olivia side, and they want him to be the guesser, not Cole. Do you think that that's a smart move, knowing that in the first episode he kind of made it seem as though he was not going to guess Carly's clue, and he does? So would you be confident in?
I wouldn't be
Hugo?
confident. No, I wouldn't. I would bank on more that Cole wouldn't call. But I mean, you just don't know. I think it's like so easy for anyone to call out Shane. But yeah, I would not be confident in that. But I mean, like maybe they just really think they have an influence over him. So I wouldn't trust him. I mean, he doesn't necessarily seem like someone I could trust. But
I would not trust him at all. I'd be terrified if he knew who my clue was, like that he would just use it. So yeah, I would be terrified. So Hugo does tell Shane and Gabriel and Monet now that he gets the clue and that he understands it. Carson though isn't sure if she trusts Hugo, and I don't think that she should. What are you smiling at?
no, I was like, yeah, I don't think she should either. Like
At all.
Yeah, it's tough. It's an interesting week, like with who's in the bottom and who's being picked and stuff. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
So now is when Chris goes and gets his clue. So let's get in there and take a look at this. How are we feeling about this clue?
So Commander, come and dear is what I was thinking.
Whoa! What?
Is that a stretch?
I was like, I'm like Flickenbuck. Like
I'm like Commander in Chief. Like it's a chief officer.
Okay. And it's for what's his name, right?
Yeah,
Come. Oh, it's come. That's what that is. Come. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at first I said to myself, "Come hither." So I was like,
come hither,
and dear Commander in Chief.
Oh, that's good. I only had like one thought about it, and then I was like, whatever.
I'm not as dumb as I look sometimes.
That's
and
great.
And then I didn't know the rest.
So who farmed? Could that be Peanuts? Like I don't know. Like what are those googly eyes?
Like I don't know. Like silly face. I was like, are those eggs? Are those like what is that? Double?
Farmer.
I don't know anything about him, so that's my problem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We don't learn about all your presidents. I'm sorry.
So, like, could he have farmed something?
Well, no, he wasn't he a peanut farmer or something before he became president.
I think someone said that before. I still haven't looked it up. I have no idea. But Commander in Chief, right then and there, I'm like, come on now.
Zany? Does he have a zany face?
It's a zany, and who?
Okay. He says nuts. Farmed nuts.
Oh, zany nuts. Okay, who farmed?
Okay, so you're right. So Commander in Chief who farmed nuts.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's it. I buy that. Yeah.
Sold to the next buyer. All right. Well, that was pretty easy. Thanks, Jonathan. Commander, I was just like, that's funny.
No, I saw it when I watched as I was watching it, I came up with Commander in Chief, but It's all those American president shows that I work on. But yeah, beyond that, I was like, I don't know what the last part is, but no, I keep forgetting the nuts thing because again, I don't know anything about him. So yeah.
Okay, but that's fun. We got it. Nicole says, okay, for my guess for Hugo is wrong then. So was mine, I think. Who did I think he was?
Oh, you thought it was Mask Bernie Sanders.
Oh, he's so good. That would be so much better, though, no? I would like him so much more. So what I think is interesting, I don't know who said it to whom, I didn't write it down, but I wrote down that you're picking a side if you're the guesser. Someone did say that. Do you remember who?
I don't, but it's true.
Because, like, basically, well, I guess either one of them. So either if Cole, whoever he decides to choose, is going to, lay his cards down or whatever, line in the sand. Same with Hugo. So I'm interested to see how it goes because both of them are going to be showing all their cards. Cole, what do you think of this move? So Cole comes around and decides to tell Carson Jeff Gordon is who everybody thinks is her person to see how she reacts. And then how do you think she reacted?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, a good move for Cole for sure. You wanna react to that and see what's up. But I just wasn't buying her
It's the
reaction.
commander in chief, though, that was like real quick. Sorry, just interjecting
Yeah,
there.
I wasn't buying that it was like I feel like she was trying to do something, but it was transparent. Like she was trying to so I feel like her actual reaction was that she was bothered with it. So I'm not convinced that it's not right. I think it might
So
be.
yeah, her reaction was she's like, like she's like,
She was like, and just
let me
like,
know.
yeah,
React.
it felt like she was trying something, and like, wait, I need to keep wait, what kind of face should I do? Like, it's
Yeah,
you
it's
know what I
like,
mean?
okay, if it's not my person, how would I react? I feel like it was her person, personally.
I
Because then
agree.
she goes after and she goes and tells Chris that Carson, that they said it was Jeff Gordon, that they were wrong. Now, this would be the only play to do if they're correct, because then it's going to put doubt in the person's eyes and they might just go with what they know for sure. So she immediately went and told Cole that they're wrong. And then Cole goes and tells Gabriel that Carson says it's wrong. Chris tells Hugo. And so now Hugo's nervous potentially to say Carson's name. And so I think that it is her person and that she was just trying to deflect and put some doubt.
Yeah.
And that's how she did it. Because
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'd react that way if it wasn't my person.
Yeah. I'm like probably like, yeah, like
Because like, wouldn't you just
I'm
let
leaning
them guess
towards
it?
I'm leaning towards that it's her person.
Yeah.
And that was all like planned. But but I'm not within I just don't know race car drivers. So I don't know if it could be wrong, but I'm saying probably like 75% for me, 75-25 kind of a thing. I think it is her person.
Yeah. So the guests off. We guys get the guests off. Cole and Hugo, we know, are in the bottom two, and they're going into the photo booth. So Gabriel picks Cole. Carson picks Hugo. Shane picks Cole. Olivia picks Hugo. JR picks Cole. And then cliffhanger, who is Monet going to pick? She picks Cole. Did you assume that? I assume that.
Yeah, I think it's their best chance at Cole not picking Shane. At the same time, as we've led up to this, and I did tell you this already, I don't think we've seen anywhere near enough of Cole's clues and whatnot for him to lose tonight. So whoever, and I don't know who Cole picked. We haven't gotten there yet. So whoever, in my opinion, Cole's gonna pick, if everyone's voting for him and whatever, that person's going home, in my opinion, watching this. But
I agree. And Cole has not been given the memo that Carson is saying that the clue is incorrect. So I don't think he's been spooked, or at least they haven't showed him being spooked on the episode. So there's a large chance that he will still go for Carson. So who definitively right now, because we're going to watch it for the first time, who do you think that Cole is going to choose to guess their celebrity relative?
Yeah, I think okay, I'll pick, but I'm just like trying to. So it could be either or because it could be like they were leading up to this like showman's thing, which we really haven't seen a whole lot of, but they put it in this episode, which to me would make it seem like they're doing it on purpose to because he goes against that and picks Shane. But which
He
because
does have that a little bit of a deliberation in one of his confessionals, being like, "Oh, I could go either way."
I'm just trying to go by like the edit. So that's what it's leaning towards me. But we also then do see the fact that like they could just be calling her bluff on that it was fake and that whole thing. I really couldn't see it going either way. To me, oh my gosh, I would probably say 55% Shane is what I actually think. I think that's why it was put in the edit because I don't remember seeing a lot of
Oh,
that
flirting
before.
with disaster. So you think that it was actually disaster that's going to happen, and he just goes with like what he
I think he
knows.
betrays, yeah. So I'm
Oh,
like,
I mean, with
but
the episode title, I think, yeah.
I'm like 55%. I'm not it really could go either way. It just felt like how everything's put together in this episode that's what it is. And just knowing that, like it would be like, oh, look at this betrayal because, aren't they like in a showman's type of a thing? Aren't they flirting? Like all this kind of stuff. So that would
Flirting
be
with
the more
disaster.
dramatic. Yeah. Anyway.
Unless he does like a fake out and then he actually does Carson. So you're going to say that it's 55% for Shane. I'm going to say 55% for Carson. I can definitely see it going the other way, but just so we can have some opposition here, I think that Carson spooked, that and that the flirting has actually worked, and he is going to choose Carson and keep his pretty girl Shane in the house and have it be somebody that he's confident that if he needs later down the road, he can use. So
there's been enough discussion about Carson in the last 2 episodes that I believe,
she's had enough airtime
that she could go. Yeah, for sure. So it really is like, it could be either or. The 2 people who are on the chopping block, so to speak, are people that they've shown enough of that either can go, but I would lean slightly towards that betrayal.
All right, sorry guys that I'm going to be stopping and starting every 10 seconds, but that's the only way we can do it, but we'll just have to bear. All right, you ready, Jonathan?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oops. Let's get that volume back up there.
Time. Got to know each other really well. But tonight,
he's picking? Oh, look at that face.
He's looking.
He's picking. That's like seems like a Shane picking clip before.
He's looking towards her. He's looking not towards Shane. He's looking towards Carson.
I'm picking Shane.
Oh. Without even looking at her?
Shane.
You're right, Jonathan.
He's
so
like,
so the disaster was the clue in the episode title there.
Wow. Please join Cole on center stage.
And I told you Cole's not going home, so it's 100% Shane's going home.
Holy.
100% Shane's going home because.
Yeah, I mean. Oh, she's salty. That's so harsh, though.
But I feel like maybe they made more of what it was, and their connection and stuff than what it actually really was.
Right.
It all comes down to this.
I mean, he wants to win, right?
Yeah, he's playing the game.
It's cold, though. It's real cold. And maybe it's not Teddy Murphy. Yeah, right.
Best of luck to both of you.
I mean, she knows that everybody knows it's her guy, her dad.
Cole, who do you think is Shane's claim to fame?
So that her making that confessional was the fact that she's gone. She's out of here.
Shane's claim to fame is
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna look at her reaction.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
guys.
want to see that look on her face.
I
She's
just
like,
didn't want to have to
"Ooh,
cut it off
son of a-"
during it. Okay.
Blooded. Cold-blooded.
Well, it's time to find.
I mean, Hugo would have probably done the same thing. So,
Well, like, should he have given her a heads up? Like, by the way, if you vote me in, I'm gonna pick you because I just can't risk it. Like, I don't
maybe
know.
all that did happen. They didn't show it.
I don't know. They look really
Down
surprised.
if you got it right.
It's
Why would
gonna
they
be
vote him?
him. I can see the. I know what the picture is even gonna be. You know. I think. Monet looks sad.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wow.
I was gonna say he's gonna be wearing black. I thought he would be smiling though, but
I thought he'd be smiling as well.
Wow, congratulations, Cole. You got it right.
Wow. Cole, shake it off and rejoin your competitors.
Yeesh. Cool though. That's harsh.
let's talk about what
Harsh.
Cole's wearing for a second. I enjoy it.
I enjoy it too. I think it's got some swag there. And they look good
You're
together.
safe and you're
So that's
still in the
over.
running to win $100,000.
Shane, are you surprised you were picked tonight?
Completely surprised.
Oh,
There you go. Did you not get the heads up?
at all.
That is cool.
And Monet looked really defeated.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, why don't we hear from the man himself?
Yes, you have guessed correctly. I'm Eddie Murphy, and that is my beautiful baby girl, Shane Audrey Murphy.
Aw, why am I gonna cry?
That's cute. Yeah, that's cute.
That was fun watching you all trying to figure out what was up. Shane, I love you so very much, and I'm so proud of you, my baby girl. Come on back home, girl. Come on home.
You're like, I'll give you $100,000, like whatever.
So nice.
Oh, I feel bad. I want Shane still to be in the game, but
Amazing. Please tell us everything. Who are you? How are you related to the amazing Eddie Murphy?
I'm Shane Murphy. My father's Eddie Murphy. He is a legendary comedian and
yeah, he used to be
Everybody
huge back in
knows.
the day.
Everybody knows who Eddie Murphy is.
100%. Well, maybe not the people in the chat. Just kidding. They know all the new stuff. They don't seem to know the old stuff, right?
entertainer. But beyond that, he is the best dad. in the
So
world.
cute.
Well, thank you so much for
Oh, I'm sorry, Shane.
Wow.
joining us, Shane.
Thank you for having me.
And as much as we hate to see you go, it is time for us to say goodbye.
Thank you, Shane.
That sucks. Cool. I mean, I guess you didn't want to date her at all.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing. I don't feel sorry for any of them. They're all related to famous people.
Cole just doesn't have a backbone, I think.
I mean, I think he does have a backbone, and he didn't want to risk it on a clue when he didn't have to. You know what I mean? Like, if he knew 100% that it was Jeff Gordon, like, he'd probably go with it. But
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like you just need safety this week and just hopefully don't end up in the bottom. And if you don't think no one is guessing, like has an idea as to who your person is, then you just don't have to, like, just don't end up in the bottom again.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? And so, and now it takes that easy out for everybody where it's like you use that easy out. And so no one else
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Don't save it for somebody else. You
Yeah.
keep it. It's like a
So big-
immunity idol.
Yeah, so big people can go now, like potentially, if they end up in the bottom, and if he's more confident in his abilities and challenges that maybe not be our group related, like the challenges like this one was, like if it's individual from now on, then he has a better chance. So not being in the bottom again.
I agree, Kathy. Cole isn't there to win you money, Shane. I mean, but Eddie can give you some cash. Like, I think that he still has a lot of money, right?
He just got nervous and went with the first person that he was confident about.
Yeah.
Which is right. I feel like betrayed.
It's a bit of a betrayal, but like you didn't know him before a couple weeks ago, so like. Monet, though, is going to be feeling the heat because she doesn't really have the numbers anymore.
Yeah, what's going to happen next week with Cole and Monet and like everybody's relationships and
Damn, fireworks.
I was only at a 90% for Carson. Plus,
You think Carson?
Oh, so we see. Okay, so we didn't see this. I guess, I mean, editing, obviously. I don't know if I like flashbacks. How do you feel about flashbacks?
it varies, but it depends on what it is. Like I don't mind it for the right thing. Like there was one in Survivor, like the first time they did it with the like immunity
This year.
idol finding it or whatever. Yeah. Was that the first time? And then it was like I enjoyed that, but then I feel like they did it like the next season. I was like, I'm not feeling it. But time and place. There's a time and place.
Well, what about this one?
It's not smart to do something like that.
Before the guest option night, people were talking.
Oh yeah, because she could be lying.
And it just made me feel a little nervous.
Exactly. So it's probably Jeff Gordon. The nervous, it worked, and
Yeah.
Carson will see another day.
Do we think that Chris is working with Carson on like it was like, oh, they're wrong, and then it's like, well,
I
at
don't
least-
know if Chris knows if she's lying or not, but I do think that he's spreading the it's not my person.
like, yeah, I just wonder if like he thinks that there's a possibility that it would save her, and that's what his goal is, you know?
Joseph thinks that at this point, I feel the game has begun. All the easy pawns are gone. They are all gone. All gone.
So I had to go with a sure shot to keep me in the game.
Exactly.
All right. The group is dwindling.
She's
Well,
so
we still-
pissed.
We still have that Commander-in-Chief clue that came out, so I mean, there's not a lot of options there. Commander-in-Chief.
Hugo could be on the chopping block
Yeah.
real soon. But Chris picked that, so he might want to keep Hugo on his side. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's going to share that.
There are only 8 of you left. This competition becomes real fast. Remember to keep your eyes peeled and your ears open, and you might just
Hugo just always looks unbothered.
he's just like a shit disturber in my eyes. Oh, there's still
keep your
2
claim
minutes
to
left.
fame. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It's definitely cold out there. All their hands are tucked in.
Yeah, they're filming this in LA, right?
Or like, look at them all. They're all freezing. They're like jacket. They're all like this, except for Cole is like, I just survived. So I'm good. Everyone else is like, oh.
I mean,
Hugo's
I'm
nose
not
is
gonna
red.
lie, Cole's savagery is kind of hot.
Oh, Chantele.
Like she's
Chantele.
saying that he suckered, like what word did she use?
I don't know. She said he was a coward. No.
Coward or something like that. But like I think that it was pretty savage and ballsy. I'm like, oh, cute.
Need to like hit up Chantele and her.
Assassin
Yeah.
over there.
He's too young for me. He could be my son, probably. But
I
it's
think
cute.
Cole is on his own now.
But they don't know who his person is, so they're gonna want him for a number no matter what.
Yeah.
So doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
Well, it's just if like wait, Cole's clue hasn't been picked, right? No.
No,
So I just maybe next time if he doesn't
they're gonna
win,
pick him. But
let's
like,
pick a clue.
you should be scooping him up, Chris.
That was your girlfriend. That's nuts.
Surprised you didn't get a slap in the face, dude. He's made a huge decision.
But like that helped you out, Chris. Why are you so upset? And it's because of information that you fed him.
To betray somebody that was really close to him.
Don't do like an evil laugh.
It looked like
Breathe. Don't make it look like they are affecting you on your face. Who's saying that? Oh, Gabriel. Monet to Gabriel.
Yeah.
they affected you on your face. I don't think strategy-wise I was smart for him. Cole has no idea that me and Shane have been putting the clues
Oh, to his person.
together, and it's been unfolding every day who he is.
and some music.
Ooh, okay. Maybe I like this flashback.
Look at all these flashbacks. We're getting all the tea.
Position for sure. Yeah.
What did she say? Hold on. Please don't go to a commercial.
And it's been unfolding every day who he is.
And some musician. For
It's
sure.
musician.
Yeah.
Musician.
Dad, sing a Grammy.
So his person is a musician. And what? Anything about cheese?
I saw Diaries of the Keys. I was like, girl. Oh,
Diary. Oh, was it Diary of Alicia Keys? Is that the name of her album?
I don't know what her albums are called.
baby. I don't know why you would do that. Bad move.
I get it. I was going back and forth.
Cole, relax, bro. It's over with now.
Oh.
Diary.
Joseph is saying Chris is pissed because Shane in her mind should have stayed. Her relative was so obvious. He is pissed that to say it's a close game on. Well, yeah, I guess he also doesn't have like the safety net. So yeah, that's annoying to him. But like he still keeps his person, so it's good for him. And then having him be public enemy number 1, people are going to be vying for him to be taken out. So
Well, if Monet's like could win and could get another clue, and she could be seeking revenge and go after him, the Diary of Alicia Keys is one of her albums. Well, that's pretty damning information then. Yeah, that could be it. So we're saying it's Alicia Keys'
husband.
Brother?
Beats.
Oh, it's
husband's
the
brother,
husband's brother?
cousin or something. Pardon?
Husband's brother. Okay.
Or cousin or something. Oh,
Wait.
new information.
Yeah, okay.
You made that decision and sit in it, baby.
I'm literally in it. The only thing is you got about to cuddle with now, man.
Hugo is look at Hugo's face.
Yeah, ridiculous.
He's so messy.
They are. After tonight, there's an extra target on his back for me to get him out of the house even faster.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Eat it. It's cool.
It's not cool.
Okay, what bracelet was he wearing? Green Adventurine and
Oh, really? Did you write them down or are you just
no,
looking
I was
down?
just looking at it right now. I'm like, there was no grounding stones. There was nothing for protection. I didn't see.
I'm not going to try to rewind it because it's going to probably go to a commercial. Okay, I'm going to see if it has a preview, so I'm going to remove it for now, and
I
then.
mean, all those flashbacks. That was all this extra information at the end. Jeez. Okay.
I mean, I like extra information, but I don't. I just wish that they'd tell us linearly sometimes. You know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think if like someone pulls his clue next time, even if Monet doesn't win, I would pull his clue just so that he's the target of that episode. If I was someone else, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's maybe.
But like he might win and then maybe he goes and picks Monet's person and finds. I mean, I love the fact that they're going to be a little bit of a.
He needs to win. He needs to win. Yeah.
So you don't want him to be taken out next? You want him to stick around?
No, I mean, I don't care, but I mean, like he needs to win next episode's challenge, to be the person who pulls that clue to try to get the focus off of him, especially at that pivotal moment where the easies are gone, and then cut to. I'm pretty sure Monet has figured it out without the clue, so yikes. Yikes.
Okay, still like 4 more commercials to get through. Well, this was still a lot of fun. Now, I have to say I'm going away on Saturday, so I will be gone next week. So I would propose to do our recap. Can we last till next Sunday or Monday? Like next? So like the 30th or the 31st?
I'm just going to do it myself. I'm just going to pop up in here.
You could if you want.
No, I don't want. I don't want.
Are you sure?
No, we'll save it. We'll save it for when you're around.
So either then we will be doing our recap on Sunday after like at noon-ish, if you can do that, or Monday if you can do in the afternoon at around 2-ish. That's what we'd be looking at most likely. Or Tuesday again at this time, and we do a double header. Those are our 2 options. I guess we wouldn't be able to do a double header without spoiling the previous. So
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it
out. There was no preview to watch, so this is all we got for you. Still a fun time. Yes, thank you for reminding everybody to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new here. Do you have anything going on you would like to share with the peoples, Jonathan?
Still that secret project that I can't say. Other than that, no. But I am going to. Well, he's not he's not. I was going to give you a clue as to like my person. We're doing that whole thing, but.
Oh yeah.
I was going to tell you some other information, which is kind of like linked to a clue for my person. I was like, let's not do it.
Why not?
Because
people are wondering when we're going to find out who your person is.
So I'm going to go shopping for a suit because I'm going to a wedding this fall of my one cousin who's in the same profession as my celebrity claim to fame family member. So they do share the same profession, just in different capacities though. This one's not famous. So maybe that's a clue, maybe it's not a clue, but there you go.
I will start talking about your clue in 1 second. So I am going to cover the Challenge USA. I'll probably do that twice a week. Multiple times a week with Michelle and Matthew. And then also, I believe I'll still be doing Fridays with Drew, but I haven't confirmed or locked that down yet because I still have like a couple of weeks to figure things out. So I don't know about Big Brother. I might try to figure out a different way to cover Big Brother. The 3 times a week is a little bit it's just a lot of commitment. So we will see if I feel inclined, like if the cast is really drawing me in. I watched the first episode and I really want to cover it. Yes. Right now, only on Rob as a podcast will I be doing probably some weekly updates and maybe potentially once a week or once a month, maybe a recap. And I might guest on other channels. So I think Entertainment in Color is going to be covering Big Brother. So I might guest there. But I'm not sure if I'm going to cover it here. So we'll have to see. We'll see if the cast really draws me in. So now you are 2 truths and a lie. So what do we know about your person?
I haven't been keeping up.
You don't know.
I know everything about my person.
I know. Well, the 2 truths and a lie is that it's your cousin. The occupation is a pro athlete who has also won a Grammy. 2 truths and a lie here. We know that this person leads a group.
Right.
Yeah. We know that this person has another relative that's in the same profession. Is that what you said?
So I'm the shared relative between them. They're not. So they're both.
They're not related.
They're both in the same profession. But I'm they're different sides of my family. One's the Portuguese side, which is this person, and then the other one is my Welsh side. So the Welsh side is the one I'm going to a wedding to. That's not a celebrity, but works in the same job. It's the same thing, but just at a different level.
Ooh, different level. So we know that this profession has different levels. Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to get together a little bit of a clue wall for you when I'm like on a plane, even though it's really hard for me to stay awake on a plane. So I always have like big plans to do all these things and then I'm like sleeping. So
next week comes about and you're like, where did my week go? So yeah,
exactly. So we'll see what happens. But just wanted to let you guys know that I will not be here like in a timely fashion next week, just because I'll be in Saint Tropez. And so that's
living your best life.
Living my best life.
Maybe Cole will join you.
Pardon me?
So maybe Cole will join you.
Maybe Cole will join me. Maybe I will meet a celebrity relative or a new celebrity husband. I saw that Jerry Seinfeld was there that last week or so. So I'm like, maybe
you need to get that Seinfeld money. Let me tell you.
I'm in. I mean, I think if I married Jerry Seinfeld, I wouldn't need to go on Claim to Fame, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to because I do love my reality TV shows for show. Well, thank you again, everyone, for being here. You guys are really fun and really don't mind us dragging out, like us not knowing what goes on at the end. I find it fun for me. Oh, someone is, yeah, I guess so. Swiss cheese, Swiss beets. Okay. Okay. He looks like he could be a half brother or a half cousin. Well, I guess a cousin's a cousin. I can see him being. Can you lastly, before we go, pull up Cole's Two Truths and a Lie?
Yeah, it's right here. Hold on, that's Monet, that's Carson. This is JR. Gosh, I always forget about JR in this game. Do you not forget about JR, that he's there?
Well,
Like,
until that he comes, he's like, "Oh, it's Jeff Gordon," and he
I
just
don't even
like
like
leaves.
I don't even like see him in group shots. I always forget. So Cole is Two Truths Live. Relative father, occupation singer, award Grammy.
So
Singer Grammy, truth, father's the lie. Is what we're thinking.
mhm.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like sister-in-law.
I mean, Swiss Beats is famous enough, so
I know, but they didn't go with Rita Wilson, so
yeah.
I don't think we assigned JR a statue. I don't think we did either.
Which ones were over? Which ones were we?
The horns, the Maleficent horns, or like rams or something like that. But he was saying that this person's not an athlete.
Mingo Eagle. We had the Julius Caesar one.
It's the Maleficent horns we also didn't assign.
And the horns. It's probably the horns. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch them right now. I'm gonna go watch it again in freeze frame. Get a good look.
All right. Well, he's the horns. Let's figure this one out. Thank you, everybody. You guys are great. And if you are watching The Bachelorette right now, I'm going to pop over onto Entertainment in Color here on YouTube to talk about week 4 of Charity's season. So if you want to join me there, please do. Otherwise, please subscribe to the channel and like this video that Kathy has so kindly urged you to do. And, you know, give us your thoughts on what do you think? Who do you think Jonathan's relative could be, or what do you think his profession could be? Do you have any inclinations? I know, Sarah was thinking tennis pro. No, but you never know. So let's get the conversation going and figure out who Jonathan's person is. We got a couple weeks. So talk to
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.